மியூட் பண்ணிருக்காரு கேட்கலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Okay, we're going to record mode and we will be starting soon. All is working well. Right. Okay, so welcome to this session where foods that heal and foods that kill. Okay, I am Saravanan from Naturopathic Therapies Clinic. I'm a naturopathic physician and I've been practicing as a naturopath for many years. And so what I primarily do is I help heal people. I'm into natural medicine. It's also known as holistic medicine, and my profession is known as a naturopathic therapies. And I run a clinic called Naturopathic Therapies Clinic. A lot of miracles happen as well. I provide a lot of remedial solutions to illness and disruptive emotions. So as much as I'm a naturopathic physician, I'm also a psychotherapist. And the primary areas that we work in is to do with pain management. We help with metabolic disorders, diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, skin challenges, cancers, stress management as well, right? If you need any help, you can always call us and the number that's mentioned below. And you can always go and visit my website to know more about me. My passion is in as much as in healing people. I love coaching work and I do a lot of energy work as well. I create energy tools and I use it in my clinic, and it has been also been bought and used by other practitioners in their spas and clinic, and so we're having a lot of interesting time, right? I believe that the new age medicine is going to be more vibrational medicines, and we're going to use a lot of technology to apply. So we will be experiencing phenomenal growth in healing and wellness, and we will be specializing in these areas, and interesting insights going to come in the near future as we are working on vibrational medicines to support people and help them overcome their challenges. Yeah, good. Let's move ahead and with our work. And I want to tell you a simple story. Okay. There was a group of people who were training how to jump from a parachute, and so finally a day came where they were jumping off from their plane. As they were doing that, what was also happening is that they do a lot of tandem jump, and some of them will jump. If they're confident, they will jump on their own. And so this student was jumping, was very excited, and he jumped. And suddenly he realized that, he forgot his parachute. So he was screaming, he was tumbling and tossing and don't know what to do, panicked, So the teacher saw the problem, and he shoot himself, forward to meet this student and ask him, hey, what happened? And the student said, I forgot to bring my parachute. Okay. And the teacher answered very calmly, don't worry, it will be over soon. Okay. Don't worry, it will be over soon. Right. So many of us also go about, in our enthusiasm and zest for life, or we just ignore a lot of things in our life, and we also jump forward in our life, and and we forget to take care of ourselves, to do the essential things to support our well-being, and we get into a lot of troubles because of that as well. We become very unhealthy, very unhappy, and very sad, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And because this is happening, what also transpires from this whole experience is that we start to have a lot of problems. And many times when we face those problems, we ignore it as well. And the only solution for such people is that don't worry, it will be over soon. Okay, your time will finish very quickly, and you will pass on. So do not need to worry so much about it. Yeah. So that was the story I wanted to share with you. Now, who would benefit from this talk today? Okay, who would benefit? Now, I want you to see this picture and identify if you have any of these issues. You may have, you may not have. There could be a variety of things, and usually they are not necessarily got to do with what do you call aging. There's got nothing to do with aging, but they are actually processes that could be happening to you, and they could actually make you very, very sick as well. So if you have a history of heart attack and stroke, or like memory loss, short-term memory loss or long-term, right, sudden memory loss, or early on stage of dementia, Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, right? Another important thing is the lack of sexual drive and function. Okay, all these are impacts that affect people significantly. Okay, skin irritations, being tired all the time, and then increased thirst. You feel very thirsty, and then the urge to go to the toilet to pass urine on a regular basis. Your vision getting affected. All these things are signs that your body is deteriorating, and it is happening because of something that you are not doing properly in your life. Okay, so if you are experiencing any of this in yourself, okay, then probably this talk will be beneficial for you, and you can take whatever information from here, go and test it and use it on yourself, and you will find that it will bring about a significant change in your life when you bring about subtle shifts that will start to bring improvement and improve your wellness and increase your vital force in your body. Okay, good. And is everybody okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling okay, and you could understand me. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Now we continue to move ahead with our talk. Right. What are we going to cover today? We're going to talk about what is food. We're going to discuss about toxic foods and understand their effects, and and safety. Okay, safety in many ways, but not only just safety with everything, but also safety with food. It's the ultimate gift you can give yourself. And then we're also going to look into some aspects of real foods. Yeah, and what are the benefits of such foods, and we have some interesting experiences that we're going to have with this session as well, today's session. Yeah, so let's soldier on. Okay, what is food? Okay, in our previous talk itself, we had about 3 different talks that we had last, and this is our 4th talk that we're having on food, holy food. And food is actually matter and energy. Okay, so whatever that you eat, your body uses the energy out of it and discards the matter. Okay, so when you eat a pineapple, the energy from the pineapple goes to your body and supports your body, but the matter, that means all the fibers and the stuff, comes out as waste. Okay, so therefore food not is not matter, it is primarily a source of energy. Okay, so your food that you're eating, okay, you have to be mindful that it is always used as energy in your body. Okay, so because it's being used as energy in your body, what you really need to understand is that you need to be eating foods. Hang in there, yeah? Okay. So much of noise. Okay. So the food that we eat, okay, primarily, they convert into chemical energy. The foods that we are eating, carbohydrates, the fats, and fibers, and proteins, and everything is used in our body. ATP, body's energy currency. Yeah? So it is used. It is metabolized in our body, and it produces the heat and promotes the energy in our cells to improve our function. And also it comes out as waste as well. So chemical waste, all the toxins and and matters that has got to come out from your body is coming out. Carbon dioxide, water, all these are coming out from our system. And actually, food is an important source that keeps us active. Okay, for most common people, okay, food is a necessary thing to keep them active. Yeah, but there are also people who don't eat food and they can live without food, and they have lived among us, and it's recorded in history. The most recent one, someone who passed away, right, been living without food for 80 over years. He has not drank water, and he's been just living on the sunlight energy. Yeah. So there is also a community in Croatia who are actually practicing this, and they conduct classes as well. So if you like to, let me know. I can direct you towards that. You can go and learn the art of living through using sunlight, and and not eating any food, and you don't need to drink any water, but they are very healthy and fine. Okay, so I just had one of my naturopathic friend from Australia who went to Croatia to learn this skill. He's so excited, and he said that the 3 months that he was there, he was significantly practicing it. However, when he came back, he just got excited about food, and he's eating some food, but it's not as significantly as high as before. Okay, so now energy and vibrations in food. Okay, now the energy from your food always impacts you immediately. Okay, although these are some of the informations that I've already shared in my previous talks, but I wanted to share it with you, to especially for the newcomers. Yeah? The food that you see on your right, the cooked tomato and raw tomato. Okay, anything in its natural form has got this is a Krillian photography. They take Krillian photography is a very spectrometry pictures that are taken about any foods, and it can be even taken on human beings as well. And so they took pictures of food, yeah, and they took the picture of tomatoes, raw tomatoes, and you can look at the energy around the raw tomato. See, it's so vibrant and energetic. And then if you look on the left, the energy is pretty low. Yeah, it is because it is cooked, so all the essential nutrients are being lost in the cooking process, and in that process you find that is lesser bioavailable, or there's lesser energy from that food. So many of you may ask, is it necessary to eat raw food? Not immediately. You can slowly ease into it, and you got to train your body to ease into it. Okay, so the other picture that you see here below, the raw broccoli, can you see the energy? And it's so bright, and it's so pronounced, opposed to the cooked broccoli where the energy is depleted, it is lower. Okay, so we're going to do a simple experimental exercise. Okay, this experimental exercise, why I want to also share it with you on the onset of the training itself, is because I want you to be attuned to the energy so that we can start using the energy quickly. Okay, you can start using the energy as quickly as you can and sense, because as much as whatever information that I share today, I want you to be in a space where you can sense, not only as using your mind, but you sense it through using your own energy field. You can sense it yourself, and it's going to be a phenomenal experience. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, if you're ready, what I would like you to do is that, as I shared with you earlier, you want to have any form of water or drink with you, any fruits that you may have it with you as well. Okay, bring it with you, right? Any fruits, any other foods that you have. Yeah, just put it on your table. Okay, I'm going to just quickly grab an orange. I'll be with you. Okay, so that's an orange that I've got. Okay, this is from a factory farm. Okay, that means they commercially produce these oranges. I'll tell you how to identify whether it's a factory farm orange. And then I've got some organic cherries here with me, okay? And they're just so lovely and very nice, very sweet as well. Right? Very tasty, a lot of flavor in it as well. So anything that you may have, so you can put it with you. Let's do this exercise now, okay? Let's get into this exercise. And what I'd like you to do is to rub your palm together. Okay, just rub it very hard. Okay, rub until you feel a lot of heat in your hand. Okay, you feel a lot of heat in your hand. Okay, rub it until you feel that heat. Okay, your hand will not burn, don't worry. Okay, just rub. Okay, after that, just give a lot of pumping action here. Okay, just pump. Good. Yeah, pump it, rapidly. Okay, good. Yeah, squeeze. Give them a good squeeze. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to use. You can choose. You can choose your right hand or left hand. It doesn't matter. But so I'm going to use with this instruction that is already there. I'm going to make a cone, right, with my right hand. Okay. I'm going to make a cone with my right hand. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it closer to my left hand. And I just want to feel the center of the palm. Okay. Now, if you feel the center of your palm, naturally you will feel some kind of vibration that is happening there. Can you feel it? Can you feel the vibration that is happening there? Yeah. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're feeling it now. Yeah. Can you feel it? Okay, good. Okay, let me see if the others are experiencing it as well. Okay, Dr. Ram, can you sense it? Good. Nitya, can you feel it? Well done. Okay, Zainal? Yeah, well done. Okay, now what I want you to do is that just use your thumb and give it a good press at the center. Press it and feel it. Okay, yes, press and feel. And now what I want you to do is that I just want you to feel the energy in between your palm. Can you feel it? Okay. Now, if you're already feeling it, you're sensing it, what I would like you to do is that take any of the fruit that you may have with you. Okay. What I want you to do is that just place your hand near that fruit and feel what the energy is like. Okay. Just sense. Okay. You may get some kind of prickling sensation. You can do it with your water. You can do it with any fruit that you have. Even do it with, if you have a piece of bread with you, you can do it. Yeah. So just feel the energy. If you need to go and pick up any fruit or anything that you have with you, please do. Right. Bananas, anything. Even some grains of rice also can. Right. Just pick it up and sense it. Feel the vibrations. Okay. And then pick up any other food and sense them. So I'm now testing on my cherries that I have in my hand. So I'm going to put it on my palm and I'm going to feel it. Okay. Can you sense it? Can you feel the energy of the fruits, the different food that you have in your hand? Samshat, can you feel it? Yeah, good. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to use this experience to feel every food that you have with you and feel it in your heart. Is this food that you are sensing now using your palm to feel the energy that is emitting? Okay. Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Okay. Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Okay. You just got to sense it and ask yourself. Okay. So this orange that I have in my hand, which is a factory farm orange, and I sense, I take a deep breath and breathe out slowly, and I sense it doesn't feel very good, it doesn't feel very good in my tummy. I already feel an uncomfortable sensation in my tummy now. Okay, so then I'm going to pick the cherries that I have with me now. Okay, these cherries, so I'm going to feel the energy. So I'm just going to sense the energy of the cherries. And not bad. There's like an immediate comfortable feeling on my tummy. Okay, so you can test this with water, your water that you have. So I've got a herb tea in my cup now. It's in a steel cup. Okay, so I sense the energy. It feels nice. Yeah, my tummy feels comfortable. Yeah, and if I sense it a little further, my head feels nice as well. Okay, so you can tune in to feel the vibrations and the energy of your food anytime, every time. Okay, so when you go to a supermarket and you want to know if this food is beneficial for you, it's going to serve your highest purpose, just place your hand and feel it. When you feel the food, right, test it and sense it, and if it feels the vibration is comfortable for you, then it's something that you should have. If the vibration is not comfortable, avoid that food. Okay, it's not suitable for you for the day, or you're not supposed to have it for the day. Okay, now does that mean that if you buy those foods that are not vibrating comfortably for you, if you eat them, are they going to make you sick? They may make you sick. Okay, it's not going to kill you, but in the long run, it's not going to keep you very comfortable as well. Okay, so it is best to have your sense the energy and feel it. Okay, so take a deep breath. We're going to do a simple activation exercise. Okay, so that we keep this energy going in ourselves. Take a deep breath, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and bring your palms closer together again and sense the energy. Okay, don't need to touch your palms, but very slow. Yeah, bring it closer. Breathe and feel, sense the energy. Okay, just in your heart, just repeat infinite love and gratitude. Say infinite love and gratitude. Okay, just repeat within yourself. And as you do, sense the vibration increasing in your hands. Okay, if your hands are sensing an increased vibration of energy, when you say infinite love and gratitude, all you have to do is to say activate, activate, activate 3 times. Yeah, and it's done, it's done, it's done. Infinite love and gratitude. Feel it, sense it, activate, activate, activate. Right? Good. Can everybody sense that energy? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, if you can feel it. Yeah. Good. Okay. Now, check on the fruit, on the vegetable that you have. Feel the energy now. Okay. Now, sense the energy. What is it like? Is it the same? Is it different? Sense it. Okay. Sense it with your drinks, anything. Yeah. And as you sense, I'm going to teach you a simple trick today. Okay. This is extra. Okay. All you have to do is, as you have already sensed that particular fruit. Okay. You're going to bless that fruit. Okay. You're going to bless that fruit. Okay. So take a deep breath. With all love and confidence and ultimate care for myself. Okay. You can use your own words. Huh? I now bless this fruit. This fruit, when I eat or when my family eat it, is going to serve for their highest good. Is going to uplift the quality of their life, improve their wellness, keeping them sane and healthy, joyful and cheerful. Okay, I bless this fruit now. I bless this food now. I bless this water now. Okay, so whatever food or water that you have or drink, you bless it. Okay, now take a deep breath, relax, and sense that energy again. Feel it. Okay, and feel what it's like. Now, this orange feels very comfortable for my tummy. Right? It doesn't feel as stressful as earlier. It feels actually very neutral and okay. Right? So I can bless any food that I have with me. Right? Any food, any fruit that you have, can be blessed, and all you have to do, and you bless them, and you'll find, they start to get energized, and then these foods will naturally start to vibrate in a higher vibration, and they will support your body with its wellness, for its balance, for its essential nutrients that it needs, and also supporting the energy of your whole body. Okay, so sensing your food is a very, very important thing. Okay, now foods that we cook, they usually the energy levels are depleting. And foods that you cut and you keep, okay, especially fruits, if you can't finish a particular fruit, you cut and keep it in your fridge, they also lose their energy and vibration. So sense them. Okay, so always be sensitive. It's good to be a sensitive person, right, when you're dealing with food and feeling the energy. Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead topic. So healthy diet and unhealthy diet. Diet plays a very significant role in our life. If you choose to eat healthy, okay, eating healthy is not only just about using the right kind of food, but it is also about using the different containers, many things that we're going to cover today, right? It comes in the form of, a healthy diet has got to do with a lot of healthy mindset as well. Okay, so when you go and buy your food, and many of us eat outside, okay, you need to spend a little bit of time to sense what you would really benefit from by eating that. Okay, what food would serve your highest purpose. Okay, so when you do, you become sensitive to what your body would need. You may not be eating the same thing, because the common thing that everybody who eats it on a regular basis, chicken rice and biryani rice with mutton and chicken, and they just dump themselves, or burgers, they go to the McDonald's or Hungry Jacks or Wendy's, Burger Kings, and then they have a quick burger. And one day I must talk about the ultimate burger as well. It's vegan, but it feels like meat. My son was asking about it recently. He said, "Appa, since I've not eaten any meat, I would like to try, because my teacher told me that it really tastes like meat." Okay, so I did a bit of research, and I found that there's a lot of soy ingredients and some chemicals that has gone into it, which actually contributes to a lot of challenges as well. You can happy to try. I have clients who have actually eaten it and felt very miserable after that as well. Yeah. So what I would encourage you to do is to connect. Okay, is to connect, and give me a moment. Huh? Okay, is to connect to yourself and become sensitive to whatever that you need to have. Okay, so someone who's going to eat, be on a healthy diet, they naturally experience a longer lifespan. Okay, they live longer, and they have the quality of their life increases significantly as well. They seem to have more energy, you know, and they have a very good digestive system. They digest food effectively, and they use the nutrients from their food more effectively. They are fitter. Okay, they may be big, but they can be also be very fit. They can be lean, and they can also be very fit as well. And the beautiful part of it is that they do not go and see the doctors very regularly. Okay, I've not seen a doctor for many years. Probably that there's once that I had to break the cycle of visiting a doctor was when I had chicken pox. When my chicken, my sorry, not my chicken, my children had chicken pox, and then I was keeping myself, trying to keep myself healthy, and I think probably this is also my mindset. Yeah, I was worried that I might get chicken pox, and it happened about 4 or 5 years ago, and I had it. But the beautiful part of it was I recovered from the chicken pox. The doctor told me that, oh, you have to be at home for about a week, and to be away from my clinic for a week is not acceptable. So I started to dump a lot of supplements in myself, a lot of nutrients, and immune enhancers, and I went on a very clean diet. The next thing you know, I recovered within 3 days. Right, all the chickenpox symptoms, everything was completely gone. I was back in my clinic and back in action, doing all the things I have to do. Now, someone who's on a unhealthy diet, okay, someone who's on an unhealthy diet literally feels a lot of depression. They suffer from anxiety. Uh, they also increase the risk of cancers. Singapore, number one in colorectal cancer. Okay, heart diseases, diabetes, obesity, and then they seem to be visiting on their doctors on a very regular basis. They have follow-ups, they have all kinds of things to do to check up and get things done. So you'll find that um, their lifespan, okay, their lifespan is also significantly reduced. Okay? They die young, right? Diabetes, very prevalent disease in Singapore, and its onset, if you don't attend to it and you don't address the problem, it leads to elevated levels of cholesterol, stroke, kidney failures, and skin challenges, and bone degeneration, and memory loss, Alzheimer's, dementia. All these things are also part of diabetes. So, and when they call Alzheimer's and dementia, they classify it as type 3 diabetes as now. Yeah, type 1, type 2, and type 3, because it is also got to do with the metabolic disorder that you end up with depression, and you also end up with dementia and Alzheimer's as well. So, if you want to prevent yourself from going through all this risk and help yourself to heal, an important thing that you need to do and be mindful is that you need to embrace a healthier diet. Okay, so what are the things you can do? Okay, some of the important things that you need to do and you need to understand. Okay, and an immediate thing that needs to be done where you can be supported is you got to know what you're intolerant to. Okay, there are many foods that may not serve you well. Okay, they contribute to a lot of challenges, and what you need to do is you need to know and become aware of all these food intolerances and wean them out of your diet. Okay, now the common allergens or intolerances that people experience globally with soy, eggs, milk, fish, wheat, shellfish, and nuts, peanuts. Yeah, so these are some of the we call it the big 8 allergens. Yeah, and how you can find out about these? You can go to holistic clinics, and in my clinic itself, we do food intolerance tests, and all my clients go through these food intolerance tests, so that they don't need to be on medication for long term. By just adjusting their food and improving the quality of their diet, they will literally overcome many of their health challenges in their life. Now you are now attuned to energy, and physically, when you become aware of the food imbalances that you may have through the intolerances, once you eliminate them, you are on your way to a better enhanced quality of your life, right? So always become aware. If you are eating some food and become sensitive to your food and sense how are you feeling about after eating whatever food that you have had. Okay, usually we are very cautious about what we eat, and especially if it's food at home, right? We control a lot of things in our food, and at home we don't overeat, and we don't indulge in many dishes as well. At home cooked food is usually 2 or 3 dishes, and some curry, some rice, or some millets, yeah, that you have cooked for yourself. But if you go to a buffet, and people want to have their money's worth, and they will eat everything that is there, and they will try and tuck in as much as they can. They want to eat as much as they can to make their money's worth. So if they're paying about $80 for a buffet, they will end up eating about $200 worth of food, and they feel very satisfied. Wow, I had eaten so much. Okay, then within half an hour to an hour, they feel so uncomfortable They end up in a hospital, they spend a few $100s or a few $1,000s being admitted, or depending on whatever complications they have, because they would have usually eaten something that is not really beneficial for them. So one quick way to overcome allergies is basically to eat foods, yeah, eat foods that are beneficial for you, and wean out foods that are not beneficial for you. You got to eliminate all those foods that are not supportive and take them out of your system. Okay, so become aware of this, and if you like to have this done for yourself, uh, can come and visit my clinic. And those who are abroad, there are some of them who are joining from other countries. All you have to do is to just cut some hair from the back of, at your neck area, at the nape area, they call it, at the back of your head, towards closer to your neck, yeah. And just cut a teaspoon of hair, put it in a Ziploc and in a clean envelope, and send it over, and we will do the necessary test for you. Okay, or you stay on after the talk, and I'll be able to explain to you. Okay, right. The other important thing is you need to know what are toxic foods. Processed food, toxic food. Okay, what is processed food? Okay, and what is non-processed food? Okay, any singular food. Okay, in the form, say, pineapple. Okay, if you have a piece of pineapple, you have an apple. Okay, they are not processed because they are in their natural state. Okay, however, if you cut the pineapple, you slice it and you put it in a can, and you boil it, you put a lot of sugar syrup, and you put chemicals to stabilize it and prevent it from rotting. You dump it with a lot of sugars in it, and then you seal the can and you put it out in the market, and you buy that and eat. And I'll tell you, actually, canned pineapples are much tastier than the real pineapple. But the canned pineapples are loaded with sugars, and they're not healthy for you. Okay, so you got to be very, very mindful of how you choose your food. So you got to read the labels. Okay, original label, new label. A lot of changes are happening, but Singapore is pretty lax. Okay, they don't really tell you exactly what they have put in the food. So in the labels, you will find that it's got permitted colors, permitted stabilizers, permitted flavors. What are these permitted stuff? How are they good for you? Are they going to help you? Are they going to support you? Are they harmful for you? You got to be very, very mindful and careful of what you are eating. So read the labels first. Okay, now imagine here 230 calories. Okay, on the right, new label. Okay, 8 servings per container, serving size about 2 to 3 cups. Okay, 2/3 a cup of whatever food that this is. Okay, now look at the sugars, total sugars. Okay, it's about 20% of sugar. Okay, is in that food. So imagine if it is about 100 spoons. Okay, this food, you can spread it into 100 spoonfuls. Okay, of that 100 spoonful, 20 spoonful is sugar. Now that is a lot of sugar. Yeah, there's a lot of sugar. Okay, so you got to be really, really careful of what kind of sugar that's gone into it. Usually it is white sugar. Why they add sugar to food? Sugar is also a preservative. Okay, it keeps the food intact, and it helps the food to last longer as well, and also enhances the flavor. Actually, you won't get the natural flavor of that fruit. Okay, now I've got cherries here. These cherries that I have here. Okay, that these cherries you can also buy in a bakery shop, which comes in the form of preserved that they use on cakes. Okay, eat that cherry and this one, you will notice that this has got its own unique flavor, and you know that this is a cherry taste. Okay, this has got a cherry taste. That means you can taste the fruit. But the one that you get at a bakery is has got some alcohol in it, and it is loaded with sugar. And if you think that that is cherry and that's how cherries taste, you will be very, very misinformed, and you're losing a lot of good things in life. Okay, so you got to eat natural fruit in their natural form. Okay, so what are they usually loaded with? All the foods that you buy that is processed, that is canned, packed, cooked, and whatever that has gone through. Okay, they are loaded with chemicals. Okay, they are loaded with chemicals. There are a lot of flavorings have gone into the food. Okay, to maintain the texture of the food, especially baby food. Okay, so mothers to be, grandmothers to be, grandfathers to be, all must be very, very careful when you buy all those foods. Okay, the baby foods, they add a lot of carcinogen, stabilizers that is not beneficial for babies. It's not suitable for babies' tummies. But when they take, you find, the baby will eat it because the mother is feeding it. But eventually the baby will start to cry a lot and, behave differently. And sometimes they start to form a lot of irritation on their skin. They become very, very uncomfortable and cranky. This is because of all those stabilizers that has been used in the food. Okay, so you got to be mindful. Um, you can actually prepare those foods on by yourself. You don't really need to go and buy it from from a supermarket to feed your child, thinking that they are good. Okay, those foods has been there for months and sometimes even years. Before they come out to the shelf. And can you imagine that it is still edible? What kind of things they must have added to that food to keep it stable? Okay, or keep it. To make it consumable. Okay, they add a lot of colors as well, and all those foods definitely naturally have a lot of preservatives. Okay, so when you look at the labels, you would not have a clue as to what it is. You will think, wow, it's got some iron, good. Yeah, it's got vitamin D also. Wow, very good. It's got calcium and potassium, good for my heart. So I should be having this. Not really, yeah. Okay, not really. Okay, they are naturally occurring in those foods, and usually food manufacturers, what they do is that they do a quick research, and then they identify, oranges or carrots has got beta carotene. So if they're selling a can of carrots, and they will naturally put there, so many percentage of beta carotene. How they come up with these things, we don't know, but they say that the nutritionists that advise us, a nutritionist, they also don't have a clue of how much they have, how they have assessed how much of beta carotene is there. Because all the carrots are different, no, they're not the same. So if you believe everything that is on the label, and you start taking them, you get into a lot of trouble. You literally get into a lot of trouble. Okay, so you got to be very, very mindful of what you're having. We're going to go ahead with more about labels. Okay, now this is one of my favorite. I was invited once to by the National Heart Foundation to give a talk at NTUC. This is a supermarket that we have in Singapore, and when they took us, when they asked me to lead the first session, I was a bit apprehensive. I told the organizers, you may not want to have me around, because it's not going to help your clients. See, no, 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 no. We are very concerned about, how people, what kind of people, and how they should eat, what kind of food they should be eating. So I said, okay, you asked for it, I will definitely do my best, and I will make sure that I give them the best of information. So I had about 15 people walk with me, and the shop manager, came and introduced me to these people. We walked around, and these people, I asked them to pick whatever they will pick normally for, when they come for grocery shopping. So they picked all kinds of stuff, from soya sauce to bread and butter and margarines and all kinds of stuff. I started to talk to them about all the different foods and how they are not foods and why they should not have them. They started to put everything away. And then the beautiful thing that happened was they started to go towards the health food section and pick up, fruits, grains, and, healthy rice and all this. So the manager, got a wind of what I've done, came to see me. Okay, so I got two more events to go for a walk around with another group of people. By the second one, after the second one, or at the second one, there was only three of them. And when I had to go for the third one, they said, it may not be economically good for the supermarket because people are now choosing to eat healthier food, and it will not be economically beneficial for them. So they let me go. Okay, they let me go. It was a good thing that I've experienced as well. Now in Singapore, we have this pyramid sign that that we use, which is called the healthier choice logo. Okay, that you see there. Okay, now this is a very misleading logo because they put there and they claim that many of the foods out there with this logo must be healthy for people. I do not know how they come to this conclusion because even Coke Zero has got this logo. Okay, I'll talk about sugars later, and this is a misinformed thing as well. Okay, if you look in this food list that you see there, look at the nutritional information and look at the ingredients. Okay, look at the ingredients. This is breakfast cereal. This is usually encouraged for children. It is also encouraged for the elderly people and young people, especially people who wants to do sports and the works. Okay, it says whole grain wheat, corn, roll oats, palm oil. Okay, hello, palm oil. You know who uses palm oil? You know, you're literally going to get in a lot of trouble if you're using palm oil. Aspartame. Ah, aspartame is a chemical that is used as a sweetener. It's an artificial sweetener that has been a leading cause of cancer. Right now, then mango pieces. Okay, so mango juice, humectant, glycerol, tetrazine. Okay, natural mango flavor. Hey, what is a natural mango flavor? If you add mango, you add mango. Why you have to add a natural mango flavor? Okay, royal jelly, walnuts, minerals, calcium carbonate, iron sulfate. Do you add this to your food when you cook them? You got to ask yourself. Okay, and then it also says contains phenylalanine. Okay, and then there's a warning sign. Okay, probably whoever who created this, must have realized that they are creating a junk food which is now supported by the health promotion board, and then they put a clause that product may not be suitable for asthmatics and allergy sufferers. Okay, now if you do not know what you're allergic to, then you eat them, you have an allergic reaction, then what's going to happen? You're going to suffer. If you're asthmatic and you eat this food, many of them are on the verge, they have so much of inflammation process going on in their body, they can have an asthmatic attack anytime. Okay, so you'll find that they eat this and the next thing they have an asthmatic attack and they end up with a lot of trouble. So ask yourself, always be mindful and ask yourself, hey, do I use these ingredients in my daily cooking? Okay, if I don't use, I should not be buying those foods. Yeah, I should not be buying those foods and I should avoid them as much as I can. Okay, continuing on with labels. So we saw tartrazine just now. Um, it is where it's being used. Is sweets, biscuits, and mushy peas. Okay, what are the potential problems that you get from there? Hyperactivity, asthma, and rashes. Now we eat such foods. Okay, especially some of them will eat this at night. Some people eat breakfast at night. Yeah. Why? Because they feel that they are eating light food and they don't want to eat too heavy a food or anything like that, and then they want to be mindful, so they eat this and then they find they cannot sleep anymore after that. They have problem going back to sleep. Okay, so you got to be very, very careful. Don't be misled. Okay, and then some of the foods, especially some foods that are coming from Australia. uh, in Singapore, they don't mention it, but in Australia, you'll find that they have put the E numbers on the food. They won't tell you what it is, because you are supposed to go and find out yourself. But then, like E102 to there's a few hundreds of them. So I've just picked up some of the common ones and I put it here. The E211, sodium benzoate. Okay, this is something that is commonly found in drinks. Okay, it is also found in supplements. It is also found in lollipops that children chop and all this. Um, and what does it do? It increases hyperactivity and it causes a high risk for asthma. Okay, now can you imagine? This is usually come with it's FDA approved as well, and in Singapore it has got a pyramid sign, and it is okay. They claim that it's okay, but why they say it's okay? Because they say that nobody expects you to eat every day. You should be eating it once in a while, and you should be eating a variety of food. If you're eating this on a regular basis and you're getting poison, what am I to do? It's your fault. Okay, so nobody cares for you. Okay, nobody cares what will happen to you. So see all those colors uh, and stabilizers and things that they put in their food, and look at the kind of allergies and problems that it causes. Okay, now come to fruits. Okay, so this fruit, the orange, the humble orange, the commercial orange that I shared with you just now, if you look, maybe you can see the label there. All your fruits in when you buy in the supermarket will have a label. Okay, why they have a label? Because it is required according to food standards, and this barcode, if you want to just buy one fruit, you can quickly scan and it will tell you how much it is. Okay, so that's why they call it the PLU codes. Okay, now you need to understand one thing, a very important thing. If you look at the numbers, it is only 4 numbers. Okay, if it's a digit that has got only 4 numbers, then it is a commercially grown vegetable or fruit. Okay, a commercially grown vegetable or fruit, has been generously sprayed with chemicals. Okay, they have put all kinds of chemicals, fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, whatever to increase the yield. So they are laden with stuff that is not beneficial for you. Sometimes it starts with number 3 and also or number 4. Right? Anything that starts with number 3 and 4 has got chemicals. Okay, chemicals. So you have to be very, very careful, or don't buy them at all. Okay, chuck them away. It's not a healthy thing to have. Then you will see 5-digit numbers. Okay, 5-digit numbers. They're usually organic foods. Okay, they start with number 9. The code, it starts with number 9, and it goes with all the other numbers. And they're supposedly to be much healthier. And then there's another group which is starts with number 8. These are even more harmful. They are also sprayed with all kinds of chemicals. These are foods that are genetically modified. Okay, so usually you will find this in grapes. You will also find in bananas, right? And they all they use all kinds of means to genetically modify those foods. And there are many foods. So if you're looking at, and when you're buying vegetables, if it's got a label on it, right, better look at it so that you know what you're going to eat, what you're going to put into your system when you're eating them. Okay, how many of y'all feel very scared now? Oh my god, what am I eating? And how many of y'all feel very worried? Or how many of you feel actually you got nothing to eat now? Anyone? Okay, not true. There's actually plenty of things to eat. Okay, and plenty of healthy things to eat. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't be worried and said, oh my god, I got nothing to eat now. Okay, as we shared in our previous talk, you don't really need to have so much of food. Okay, all matters comes as space. You're only going to use as energy. So as long as you understand that bit, you are in good shape. Okay, sugars. Okay, see on the left, you have fruit sugars that are naturally occurring in natural foods, fructose, and then sugars that has been artificially uh, introduced to foods that are being processed. Okay, so you got to understand how they are there and what they do to our body. Okay, these sugars are literally, the sugar food like the donuts and chocolates and things that are very tasty and yummy, and it's actually a stress food. A lot of people go and end up in stress. They eat such foods, and they become more stressed. Okay, they're empty calories. There are no essential nutrients in those foods, and they actually contribute to a lot of harm in your body as well. They are one of the causes for diabetes, metabolic disorders, cholesterol issues, congestive heart failures, and diabetes type 1, 2, and 3, right? They contribute to a whole host of problems. Now, our brain uses fructose as sugar that is beneficial for our brain to use as an energy as well. So, if you're eating fruits, and the fruits, the natural sugars that occur in these fruits, they are highly beneficial for you. Same way, coconut palm sugars, they are also gula melaka. They are also beneficial for you because they naturally occurring minerals and enzymes. They also support your ecosystem in your digestive system. Okay, So now, how to know your food has got sugar? Obviously, donut and all this, I don't need to explain. But if you're buying fruit juice, okay, and they claim that, uh, you have to peel it, if it's any other nature, in any other form that it comes. So there are certain drinks out there which they claim that is very natural or 100% natural. And a simple question I ask you, okay, when you make a natural fruit juice, okay, you make a natural fruit juice and you pour it into a glass and just observe what happens when you leave that juice for a while. Okay, the food particles will start to float right at the top, and the water will start to separate and it comes to the bottom. Okay, so whichever is heavier comes to the bottom, whatever is lighter comes to the top. Okay, and if you want to drink it, which I would not encourage you to drink when it's got separated because it's already oxidized, but many people will just give it a good stir and drink it, thinking that it's okay, right? But it's not beneficial for you. It's going to increase a lot of inflammation. So when you make fruit juice, you got to drink it right away. Okay, so if a natural fruit juice that you have just made is already having or is already causing so much of problem, how come the fruit juice that you have in the packets have been intact and they are there and they can be there for almost a year and you can still drink it? Why they do not oxidize? Have you ever wondered? And they claim that it's natural, They even have organic fruit juice that is packed and they claim that it is natural. Okay, food standards. Okay, food standards requires to uh, add sugars to food. Okay, they claim that sugar is an essential nutrient, so you can add. So your fruit juices that are out there that come in the Tetra packs that you buy or the bottles that you buy, okay, they can contain up to about 20 to 38% of sugar. Okay, now how do I know? Why it contains 28 to 38% of sugars. Okay, 20 to 38% of sugars. Okay, why? Because there are spectrometry analyzers. Okay, you put the juice in a tube. There's a refractive mirror, and then you use it on. You show it towards the light, and you look at the sugars will start to reflect. Okay, and then you can see there's a measurement gauge there, which literally tells you how much of sugar is in that solution that is we have put in that analyzer. Okay, and it literally tells you how much of sugar that is gone in there. So now you'll be wondering, oh my god, I've been drinking all these packet juices and I thought that they are natural and I've been drinking them. Well, now you got to stop. Okay, now you got to stop and you got to stop drinking those fruit juices because they are very, very unhealthy. Okay, they are not beneficial for you at all because it has been loaded with sugar and because it is allowed, so they add it, and because they have added the sugar, it is diluted very strongly into the solution, so it preserves the juice. It doesn't oxidize, and it's preserved. And you're drinking it, you can become very, very sick in the long run. Okay, so you got to be mindful. So invest in a good juicer, high-speed juicer or high-speed blender. Make your own juice and drink it is much healthier than drinking those fat things. Okay. Now, why do they sell this? You may be wondering, why are they still allowed in the supermarket? Everybody's interested about money. Nobody's interested about your health and your well-being. Nobody claims that, oh, I've created some food that is going to be beneficial for humanity and they're going to benefit by eating all these foods. That's a whole lot of rubbish. Okay, it doesn't happen. Everybody's wanting to make money. They're not interested in your well-being. Okay, so here you got to understand one more thing. Okay, so these are all the sugars that are out there that they use. Okay, and they are and they mean added sugar. Okay, so there are all kinds of sugars that has been mentioned here. You got to be mindful. I will share this this video to everyone. and you got to be mindful, and you will get to see what it is as well. Yeah. So one thing that has been I want to share with you, I was invited to Canada in my early days to go and study about metabolic disorders at St. Miguel's. Yeah? And so since I was invited by a company that was wanting to introduce specific weight loss diet. So they want me to be the Asia's trained naturopath to promote their product as well. So since I get a free trip, and I wanted to go and see this place and also learn new things, so I went ahead. Okay, so they had they add sucrose or sucralose. Okay, sucralose in their food. So it tastes sweet, and it is nice. Yeah, it is the food is actually nice, and it tastes sweet. So you can make pancake with their thing. You can make it into a sugar drink and drink it. You don't need to add sugar. And those who crave for sugar is so-called perfect food to have. Okay, and then people also lose weight. Um, but something was also happening. I'm a very sensitive person, so because I was so sensitive, one thing that I realized that after having that food, we had that for 3 days because it gave that food for me to experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I started to feel violent in my stomach and started to throw out. And then I also had memory loss. Okay, I couldn't remember many things. Okay, that I used to remember. And it was so rapid. I felt, oh, what would happen if I'm in Canada and I lose my memory? How am I going to go back, and what's going to happen to me? I was really, really worried. Then I started to do my research to understand what is contributing to this problem that I'm experiencing now. So the obvious thing to do is to look at their labels and study what kind of ingredients they have added to the food. Sucralose was one of the things that I had to immediately check. And research had actually showed sucralose, right? Research says that if you eat it on a regular basis, it starts to affect the central nervous system. It also affects the nervous system in your brain, and it degenerates your brain to the point where you start to experience memory loss, which leads to Alzheimer's and dementia. I got a shock of my life. So I had to detox immediately. Okay, so I finished the whole course, and then I told them that I'll think about it. One thing in Canada, they don't force you. They put you through this whole course, and then after that they tell you, we hope you will take it to your country and use it for some strange and wonderful reason or blessing, I suppose. Those days, Ministry of National Developments were the one who endorse whether you can bring in those food. They strictly told me that sucralose is not allowed, and it is not allowed to be used in Singapore. So I was very happy and told them, look, thank you for your trip. I can't use your food because the ministry has disagreed, and they have objected that I should not use the sucralose as sugar alternative in food. Guess what? A few years later, Coke Zero came. Okay, and it has sucralose in it. Yeah, if you don't believe me, go and look in the Coke Zero. Okay, it's sucralose in it, and or they also call it Splenda, right? And I said, oh my God, how come they allow? Yeah, somebody has made it and made a convincing story to have this approved in Singapore. Now it is allowed, and everybody thinks that it's a healthy food to have or healthy drink to have because it also has that pyramid sign, and many drinking it. And we are now seeing unprecedented amount of people who are having memory issues in Singapore. Okay, every week I at least see one or two people who come and complain to me that they are suddenly feeling that their memories is phasing out. They are not able to remember a lot of things, and they're feeling miserable because of this, and they're worried that they will have dementia or Alzheimer's, and they want to reverse the condition. Okay, some already have rapid onset of Alzheimer's and dementia, and I know I asked them, do you drink soft drinks? They said sometimes. Then I asked them, do you drink Coca-Cola? They say, oh, I drink Coke Zero. That's it. Okay, that's where the problem is coming. So you got to be mindful of what you're putting inside yourself. Okay, now the other thing is high trans fat and processed oil. Okay, oils. Yeah, we all use oils in our food, and there are a lot of unhealthy fats out there. Okay, they are the animal saturated fats, and then there are many oils which are not really oils. Okay, now oils are supposed to be kept in dark containers because they are very unstable. They're reactive to light. Okay? So the oils that you see that is kept in a transparent containers, they keep it because it looks golden in color, and people are very excited. Okay, when they see something that is golden in color, they love it because it feels like gold, and they immediately buy it and use it. Okay, but they don't realize that it's actually transferred by the time they get it into and the worst thing, they use it for cooking, it becomes transferred and it is not beneficial for the body. Okay, so why oils are usually gold in color? Okay, see this word that I've written there, RBD: refined, bleached, and deodorized. Okay, now oils are going through this process. Actually, they are processed by using they refine it, they bleach it, and they deodorize it. Because when you extract oil from any foods and nuts and things, they're usually very dark in color and they're smelly, and people usually don't buy. When it's dark in color and smelly. Okay. Would you buy an oil that is red in color? You will probably think that this is an oil that is got to be used for prayers. And Singaporeans a lot of go to the Chinese shop, the incense shops, and then they buy the red oil, which is actually recycled oil, and they use it for their prayers. They light up their lamps and all this. Okay, but there is natural red oil, which is high in tocotrienols, which is coming from palm oil. If you use natural red palm oil, it is highly beneficial for you. But the golden colored palm oil, which is refined, bleached, and deodorized, is not beneficial for you. It becomes transferred when you cook it because it's very unstable, and all those transfers are the cloggers. They literally clog your arteries. Okay, they clog your blood vessels. So, what is the best oil to use? Okay, the best oils to use, which has got high burning points, are foods or oils that is made from coconut oil. They are coconuts. Okay, so coconut oil, ghee, butter, sesame oils, mustard oils. Okay, they are highly beneficial for your body. Olive oil, which is claimed as is a miracle oil that literally unblocks your arteries and it's good for heart patients and it works. Now, those oils, olive oils, the different types of olive oils they have, from light to uh, unrefined and refined olive oil, cold pressed olive oil, and these olive oils are green in color. If it's kept in a dark container, it's better. An opaque container, that means glass containers, is really beneficial for you. Now, these olive oils is good to be used as cold for cold dishes. Okay, salads, you can spray them on salads or sprinkle them on salad, and you can have that as a diet. But it's not good for frying or high heat cooking. Okay, because of the low burning point. Olive oil is about 70 degrees. Coconut oil is about coconut oil and ghee can go beyond 180 degrees. Okay, so they are beneficial to use those oils than use any other oil. Okay, so what happens about those corn oil, soybean oil, safflower, sunflower oil? How? Are they beneficial? Definitely not. Okay, their burning point is about 40 degrees Celsius, so slightly above your temperatures. If you're frying in them, they literally become transferred. And what transfer does? It is a clogger. Okay, it clogs your arteries. You will end up with a heart attack, and you also end up with cancers. You end up with hormone deregulations, and you will also have fatty livers. Okay, if you are eating those oils. Okay, so stop them. Okay, omega-6. Yeah, many people assume that omega-6 is good for you, but it's actually an ingredient that you find in your oil that increases oxidation and inflammation in your body, right? So you got to eat healthy oils. Okay, I would encourage, if you like to, you can read a story by Udo Erasmus. Okay, Udo Erasmus talked about food that is highly beneficial. Oils that are highly beneficial. Samshad has asked about, how about grapeseed and avocado oil? Okay, avocado oil is also good, but it's not a high burning point oil. You can use it for cold desserts, or you can use it to drink it. You can also use it for your salads. Rapeseed oil, not a healthy oil to use. Okay, then let's go on. Plastics. Okay, why we use plastics? Because they reflect light and makes the food look attractive. It's convenient, and it creates it induces you to buy those foods because you think that it's healthier. Plastic has pseudo estrogen, and it is very harmful for your body. And many foods come in plastics. They put hot food in a bento box. See, right at the red thing that you see at the bottom, right? They put food in there, and then they give it to you to eat. It's piping hot food that you put in there. All the chemicals from the plastics get into your food. They're very harmful for you. And then they put all those gassy drinks and whatever drinks that they have. Plastics are reactive to light and heat. So if you go to like 7-Eleven and many of the grocers, they put these drinks near the entrance. Okay, so when the morning sun comes and hits, shines towards their door, all these drinks are exposed to the light and heat, and the plastic starts to get into the food. Okay, because I remember one time where I used to drive lorries as a part-time job, and we used to keep Coca-Cola bottles in the lorry. And so when you go out and do the deliveries and then you come back, you want to drink the Coke because it feels shock. Those days I was not a naturopath. I was wanting to become a naturopath, but I had to earn money. So I drive lorry and it works. And guess what? My guy who was sitting beside me drank the Coke and he said, bro, the Coke is hot. I said, never mind, I just drink, it's okay. He drank and he fainted. I had to literally drive him to the hospital, yeah, and he fainted because of the toxic load and the toxic shock that he got. Okay, so plastics that we regularly use, now they're covering in the sea, the whole of the sea being covered by plastic. Okay, you got to be careful when you go to swim, because, or even if you're eating fish, because the fishes eat plastics, and you eat the fish, is coming back to your food cycle. It contributes to a lot of problem as well. So millions of bottles are being used every. If you look at the statistics, every minute, okay, 20,000 plastic bottles are bought all over the world. Actually, the figure is more now. Okay, it's predicted these numbers will rise by 20% by 2021. Okay, now no need to wait for 2021. It's because of the COVID situation. Everybody started to order food. We had more plastics being circulated in our environment, and we started to dump a lot of plastic. So we have achieved more than this in Singapore itself. Okay, so 2016, 400 billion plastic bottles. It is about 300 billion a decade ago. Now it's just increasing, and now birds, fishes are all eating the plastics, and this coming back to your food as well. If you are eating all those fishes and crayfish or crabs and prawns and all this kind of stuff, the plastics are coming back to you. Okay, what do they do? What do the plastics do? 6 ways that it impacts your body. It damages the chemistry and the fatty acids of your brain health. I just shared with you that more and more people are suffering brain damage. Okay, they're having nerve degeneration. It's also because of the plastics. Okay, deficiencies in zinc and minerals and vitamins and B vitamins. It starts to cause a lot of indigestion, depression, heart diseases, and then it's also causing diabetes and cancers. Okay, more and more people are having a lot of diabetic issues more rapidly. Okay, it also damages your pancreas, and because it's damaging your pancreas, it leads to diabetes. Okay, it is affecting your hormones, your thyroid function, and your testosterone levels. So fertility issues. More and more people are not able to have children because of poor sperm count, or poor ovums that you have in your ovaries. So men and women are having a lot of problem. Okay, poisons and peroxisomes that contributes to cholesterol issues, and then sulfation. Okay, it lowers your sulfation, so you're not able to detox all these chemicals from your body. Okay, and babies are being born deformed. Okay, more and more babies are being born deformed. You know, autism and physical deformation, deforms that you observe in children is happening because of all the plastics that have entered in their body. And it also contribute to early onset of puberty. Okay, girls, right? Girls now, this was 2004 statistics. I remember when I was presenting in my studies, during my studies, I was presenting in the school. A lot of people were unhappy because in America, they have discovered and they have confirmed that, now girls at the age of eight, right, can attain puberty. Okay, so blacks attain at the age of 8, and whites attain the puberty at the age of 9. Now could be much earlier. Okay, so imagine children who are 8 years old and 9 years old become, they attain puberty at this age. They don't know anything about life, because they attain puberty. All the natural urges will be there. Can you imagine the kind of troubles? That means someone who's 9 years old or 8 years old actually can become pregnant and have a baby. Is that the right age to be? And because they are attaining puberty at such an early age, is contributing to a lot of other issues as they grow older. They experience early onset of menopause. They become menopausal at the age of 30. The youngest is about 30 plus that they're getting menopause. And they go for all kinds of medication, hormone treatments, and they end up with cancers as well, cervical cancers. Okay, this is also rampant. Okay, so why all these things are there? I don't know. Okay, nobody cares about your health. Everybody's interested in convenience, and everybody's interested in getting chemicals into your system so that you will remain sick and so that you will continue to visit doctors. So they keep on feeding you with that, and you think that it's okay, it's not going to affect me. You continue to take them, you're going to be very, very sick. So how to be plastic safe? Avoid plastic bottles and containers. Don't use any plastic containers to store your food. Use glass containers, steel containers, metal containers. Okay, they are useful. Okay, do not store foods in plastics. Use bamboo clay bottles. The bamboo bottles, they look really cool. They're coming from India, and now the bamboo bottles are also available coming from Vietnam. So you can buy online, or you can go to certain health food shop. You can buy them. Glasswares, Pyrex bottles, they're good. Also, avoid aluminum containers. Okay, this is a huge subject as well, aluminum, because aluminum leaches into your food. It contributes to nerve degeneration as well. It contributes to a whole host of problems. It starts to affect your brain. But when we introduce our full-time program, I will talk extensively about it. But for now, avoid aluminum containers for cooking, in cans and things, because aluminum is a very convenient metal to use, very easily amenable, can be shaped into anything as very quickly. So it's very sturdy as well. So they use it, and but it's actually causing a lot of harm to people. Okay, so safety is the ultimate gift you can give yourself. Okay, now you'll be wondering, once in a while is okay? No. Okay, you have to ask yourself, how many body do you have? How many bodies do you have? Only one. Okay, only one body. So you got to look after this body. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, hey, why am I living here? What is my true purpose? Yes, we are not saying that you should not. You should thrive in career. You should be successful in your business. You should have a happy family. You should have good friends. You must be an academic. You must eat good food. You must have a lot of money. Okay, but we are not saying that go and gamble and drug and have sex and anyhow. Okay, but you have to ask yourself, are these only your purpose in your life? Okay, anything that you experience in this life, has got to be done with this body. Okay, without this body, you cannot experience anything. So it has got to be steady. It has got to be able. It's got to be balanced. It's got to be healthy. It's got to be well. So you need to ensure that your body is safe. Okay, so be mindful about what you eat and drink when you're stressed as well. Okay, so a lot of people, stress eating, so they just dump any kind of food they eat, and what's happening? The stress that you're feeling, that you're seeing outside you, like especially watching news, all the stressful information. Okay, or you're reading newspaper in the morning while you're having your breakfast, and you read, online or in the papers you're reading, this person got raped by so many people, this one got murdered, this accident happened, so many people died, or earthquake here, and all this kind of thing. You eat that food. What you're doing is that you're ingesting the stress. You must be very, very careful when you're eating. Don't watch TV. Don't read. Just focus on that food. Bless your food and eat it. Is even is least harmful. Okay. We don't bless your food and you're eating, then you are directly exposing yourself to load all the toxins. And if you are eating with stress, you are ingesting the stress, and the stress starts to have a chemical reaction in your body. It's going to make you sick. Okay, so slow down everything, become mindful, observe what you're having, how you're eating, so that you can save yourself. Okay, so some of the good things that you can do to help yourself: water. You got to drink water regularly. Okay, tap water. Singapore water is clean, but it's not safe. Okay, because we put in a lot of chemicals in it. We chlorinate the water. We put fluorides in the water. We put microbes, or microbes naturally occur in the water depending on which area is coming from and where it's going to. You find that water in the west tastes very different. Central and is also different. Water towards the east. So go and drink tap water anywhere, and you can sense yourself. Certain areas, the taste of water is, you can actually literally feel the chlorination in the water as well. Okay, so you need to use uh, filters to filter your water. Okay, don't use bottled water as well, because the pseudo estrogen from the water, from the bottle, the plastic bottles get into the water. The aluminum bottles, the aluminum leaches into the water. And if you're drinking it, it's going to cause a lot of harm to your system as well. And I just shared with you about estrogens and the pseudo estrogens, how they affect your body. You got to be mindful. Okay. Um, so what kind of filters do I use? Okay, you can use mineral filters and carbon filters are the common ones that you find. Carbon filters, carbon particles get into the water, and I've shared before, carbon causes cancer. Okay, so you got to be mindful. You have to find other forms of minerals to filter your water. But some of the safe things that you can do is electrolyze your water, hydrogenate your water, oxygenate your water, microcluster your water is the best thing you can do. Okay, they come in the form of machines, and they can be done by yourself as well. Okay, but to be done by yourself, you literally got to be at home to do this yourself. So not very practical, but you can buy simple machines. There are 300 over machines that are there. I've known and used specific machines. I use a Kangen machine. There's also a Fuji Ryoki machine. These two are certified as a medical device. Okay, they're certified as a medical device, and they're actually beneficial to use. Okay, so we almost come to an end. Yeah, we almost come to an end. Somebody just transferred some money and said, she wants to join the workshop. Okay, never mind. We'll send her the recording. Okay, so the other thing is alkaline foods. Okay, if you eat food that are highly alkaline, they are really, really beneficial for your body. Okay, now there are acidic foods, there are alkaline foods. Okay, so most foods get acidic when you cook them. Okay, now I want to point out to lemons and lime that you see at pH 10. Okay, lemon and lime. A lot of people have impression that lemon is and lime is very acidic. It is acidic outside, but the moment you consume it, it becomes alkaline to your body. Okay, and it is a very high alkaline food. Okay, so try and introduce to yourself high alkaline foods. Okay, so pH 10, pH 9, pH 8. Okay, the pH level goes right up to pH 14 to pH 0. Okay, so anything below 7 is acidic, anything at 7 is neutral, and anything above 7 is alkaline. But you will not find food that are pH 14 or anything like that. Okay, pH 14 uh, is very strong alkaline. Okay, so you don't have such foods. Okay, but some of the foods that are here, okay, they are high alkaline foods, and they're really, really beneficial for you, and they support your well-being. Okay, so fruits, most of the fruits, oranges are all very alkaline. So a lot of times people come and tell me that they feel very tummy upset or they get a lot of mucus when they eat oranges. Okay, it is, you're not actually allergic to oranges. What the oranges are doing, the oranges, the nutrients in the oranges and the fibers in the oranges are actually clearing all the mucus from your body, so you end up with a cold or you feel a sniffle after eating oranges. Okay, so what you need to understand, what you need to do is do not be worried, allow the process to happen, because continue to eat that oranges and slowly you find that it starts to clear. Okay, and one more tip about eating fruits: if you have history of asthma, if you have history of sinus, colds and flus that happen regularly, don't eat fruit in the evening. Okay, stop eating fruit after 5. Okay, eat fruits earlier in the day and you'll be fine, because your metabolic activity slows down significantly at sunset. And if you're eating fruit for dinner, that's going to upset your body. It's going to trigger too much of energy that you're not able to cope. You find that you will start to react. Okay, so if you have those conditions, reduce. Okay, eat your fruits during the day only. Don't take it in the evening. Okay. The other thing, that something that increases the life force in your body, probiotics. Okay, probiotics is an essential thing that you have. You don't need to take it when not necessarily to be taken only when you're sick, but because we eat all kinds of food out there and we have no control, we lose a lot of healthy bacteria in our digestive tract. So you need to eat probiotics to increase the energy and vibrations and the healthy bacteria in your body. And the best way to do it is to introduce friendly gut bacteria into yourself. This helps to improve digestion, it promotes metabolism, improves your immunity, and it promotes repair. Okay, it helps to promote repair. Excuse me, hold on, hold on. Hey, why are you talking so loud? Okay, so you got to introduce probiotics to yourself, and they will be really, really beneficial for you. Okay, next, this I've shared in my first talk. Okay, in my first talk, that is, and if you look at the food colors, okay, right at the center, there are purple foods. Okay, purple foods are highly beneficial for you. Okay, and red foods, all those red foods that you're eating. Okay, orange, yeah, pink, and greens, and then comes to white food. Okay, all these food in their natural form, they are very, very highly beneficial for your body. They support your body. Okay, they support your well-being, and they support your energy as well. Okay, so it's good to eat them. Now, an important thing, another tip that I just included, earlier today, is this: because people are suffering from memory issues, short-term memory, long-term memory, and all this kind of stuff. One way to increase the memory in your body, then in your mind, to support your brain health as well, eat almonds. Okay, there's a specific way to eat them. Okay, you got to soak the almonds overnight and then peel the skin in the morning. and then eat about 2 to 4 pieces on a daily basis. You can actually sprout the almonds as well and eat them, having peeled the skin, and it will start to support your body, and actually you will benefit a lot. Okay, the the, the naturally occurring amino acids that you find in the almonds, they are beneficial for your body. The essential fats that is there, the fibers and the nutrients that is there supports your brain health. Okay, but do not eat almonds that are green. Okay, they're toxic. They're not beneficial for your body. So sometimes you'll find that almonds being sold very cheap. Okay, and they look a bit greenish. Don't eat them. Okay, they're toxic for your body. They can kill you as well. Now, if you have a thyroid challenge, okay, we have a thyroid issue, you should avoid almonds, okay, because the arginine naturally occurring in almond has got a reaction, and people who avoid who's got thyroid issues, they avoid almonds. They actually feel more comfortable. So don't eat almonds if you have those conditions, yeah. But naturally, it is a powerful food you can use. Who can use this? Anybody can use it. You can use it for children, you can use it for adults, and it is highly beneficial to eat almonds on a regular basis. Okay, not toasted, but soaked and peeled, and you chew on them. Don't swallow. You chew on the almonds and eat it. Next thing, DNA healing. Okay, we have come to an end, and but I wanted to share this information as well. I've been sharing in all my talks. One thing that I've observed is that people who actually tried it are experiencing a significant shift in their well-being. They are experiencing pronounced energy, they're feeling more vibrant, and they're eating them. Now, what has it got to do with DNA healing? Okay, you got to follow this process. Okay, the steps up to the DNA healing. Take a mung bean. Okay, so green beans, mung beans, yeah, you can use them. Take a few or just one, put it in your mouth, and hold it in your tongue. Then take out that green bean, put it in a wet cotton, okay, spray some water, and put it in a dark area, and it starts to sprout. Okay, when it starts to sprout, eat it. Okay, eat it. Now, what is the science behind this? Okay, the moment the seed touches you, it starts to interact with your energy. It starts to interact with your energy, and it carries that energy imprints on that seed. Okay, it acknowledges what is deficient in you. Okay, then when you place it on the wet cotton wool, the seed now has to sprout. Okay, so now it's interacting with the universal energy. Okay, so universal energy, what it does is that whatever that is deficient, it starts to correct that imbalance. Okay, whatever that is imbalanced in you, it starts to correct it. So it absorbs all the energy imprints to nurture and repair your cells as it sprouts. So when it's sprouted, you eat it. Okay, when you eat the seed, it starts to establish balance in your body and heal you. Now, I told you earlier, everything is going to be vibrational, and energy is going to be significantly used in medicine. So this is one way to experience it. Okay, so the healing power of plants. Plants have super intelligence. Okay, they have super intelligence. You don't need necessarily to use green beans. You can use any other edible seed as well. If you put your saliva on the seed of an edible plant, place it on a soil or cotton, something miraculous will happen. That plant will read your DNA and structure its own genetic blueprint to be a superfood based on any deficiencies or requirements that your DNA is signaling. Okay, this has been tested for the last 1.5 months now. So many people, many of my clients are experiencing, especially those who have been regularly attending this workshop, have been experiencing amazing shifts and support just by doing this. Give it a try. Nothing to lose. Okay, nothing to lose. Give it a try, and eat them and see what it does to your body. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here, and we're going to take questions. Okay, we're going to take questions, and let me